Friends, today we are receiving communion, and so that means that you need to gather together some elements. So go into your kitchen. I'm here in our kitchen with my youngest son, Sam. We are gathered together some things that you might gather for communion. Now, usually when we're gathered in the same room or the same building, we put it on a fancy chalice, the wine or juice in a fancy chalice, or the bread on a fancy plate. But you don't need either of those. A simple plain plate, or really no plate at all, would be just fine. Put it in a napkin or however you want to hold it. Nothing sacred about what it comes in or what it goes in. But you may have a glass, wine glass, totally fine. Maybe you're like me and you have a church and a pub shot glass, communion glass. That would be totally fine too. Or a Sycamore Creek coffee mug. This is good. Or maybe you have just the simple glass that Sam is drinking apple juice out of. That would be fine too. Now over on this side of things, we have bread. We make bread in a bread machine, or we've got some dinner rolls that are left over. It always smells good, doesn't it, Sam, when it comes out of the bread machine? And if you don't have bread, plain crackers, I go for as plain as possible. Skip the rosemary crackers or Parmesan crackers. Maybe some club crackers would be fine, or Ritz crackers. Graham crackers, I'd stay away from the graham crackers. Those are a little more like dessert than communion. Cheez-Its. What about Cheez-Its, Sam?
No, but I will eat them if you don't let me.
Yeah, Cheez-Its are no good for communion. You may be tempted, you're like, oh, we have cookies around the house and milk. Let's do cookies and milk communion. I know cookies and milk are for kids, not for communion.
By the way, can I have that cookie?
No, that last cookie is for Tabitha. Alright, over here on this side of things, we've got grape juice or wine. I've got just some leftover wine from our dinner in the past weeks. Red wine or white wine would be fine. Usually you see red wine served at communion, but I don't know anything in the Christian tradition that says it can't be white wine. You may wonder about, like, if I don't have wine, can I have apple juice? Well, I would recommend against apple juice, but if Jesus was in a pandemic and it was the last thing that was in the house, would he serve apple juice? I don't know. But the good news is that when it comes to the Christian tradition, bread or crackers, one element, is just totally fine. So if you don't have any wine or juice, crackers or bread would be sufficient. You may wonder, well, what about homemade brewed chai or coffee? No, I love brewed chai, homemade brewed chai, but that's for drinking in the morning, not for communion. What about Coke, Sam?
Well, I would drink Coke, but no.
You would drink Coke, but no on the Coke for communion. Or you may look in your pantry like, how about some bourbon communion? No, bourbon is for date night, not for communion. What do you want to say?
No Coke. No Coke.
All right. Make it as simple as possible. Wine or juice, bread or crackers. All right, let's not get fancy on this. The goal or the point of this is that we are gathered together to encounter the grace of Jesus, for Jesus to be present with us here at this table, for us to come to this table and receive not just bread and juice or wine, but to really receive the presence of Jesus in our lives. Gathered together, because it's always the communion, gathered together in community together with God and with Jesus. So gather those things together. Join us in your living room, in your kitchen, wherever you are gathered with your family, or if you're by yourself today, then you are here with our family, with me and Sam and Micah and Sarah and the rest of our Sycamore Creek family. Let's encounter Jesus together.